Hello, New Life Fellowship kids and families. Miss Brenda here with this week's Bible story, brought to you by
Inslee
and Quinn. They're my faithful helpers. Thank you, ladies. Well, this week's story is from Acts chapter 9, verses 1 through 12. And it is about Saul. Well, okay, Inslee put up Stephen because I'm remembering, if you remember last week's story was about how Saul was okay with the other Jewish leaders killing Stephen, even though we know Stephen was a really good guy and he loved Jesus and he wanted to tell others about Jesus. We had to say, goodbye, Stephen. But it's okay, he's in heaven and hanging out with Jesus now. All right, to our story. Let's meet Saul. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Not so nice guy. Saul was an angry man who did not like Christians at all. He yelled and screamed at them. He made nasty threats. He beat them and sometimes even killed them. Saul was definitely not a man you wanted to be friends with. On this particular day, Saul was traveling to the city of Damascus, walking down the road. All right. He wanted the leaders of the city of Damascus to give him permission to hurt more Christians. Wah, wah. And as he and his friends were making their way along the dusty road, discussing what they were going to say to the leaders, suddenly there was a bright light. And from out of heaven came the brightest light Saul had ever seen. Okay, the light surrounded him. He tried to cover his eyes to shield them from the light because it was so bright. He fell down on the ground trying to get away from it. Then he heard the voice saying, "Saul, Saul, why do you want to persecute me?" Saul, not recognizing the voice, said, "Who are you?" The answer came back, "I am Jesus." Of course, Saul was terribly afraid. He was shaking and trembling and could hardly speak. In a weak voice, he replied, "Lord, what should I do?" Jesus replied, "Go into the city and someone will meet you and tell you what to do." All right, now Jesus can go, adios. All right, when Jesus left, Saul uncovered his eyes because the light was so bright, and then he realized that he couldn't see anything. He was blinded, very nice. He was blinded. He couldn't see anything. And to top it off, he had friends with him that were traveling with him, and they didn't see the light. They didn't hear, no, I think they heard the voice, but they didn't see, what else happened to Jesus? Oh, they didn't see Jesus. So they were like, Saul, face forward, Saul. Saul, face forward, there you go. Saul, they didn't really know what in the world had happened to Saul. So they finished their journey and they took Saul all the way to Damascus. All right, let's head to Damascus. Oh, all right. So Saul, you can leave the story right now. And we're going to meet a friend named Ananias. Pop up Ananias. There you go. Look at us. Hi, Ananias. How are you? Ananias was a good Christian man. He was living in the city of Damascus. And the people actually in Damascus heard that Saul was on his way, and they knew all of the terrible things he had done. And they knew that he was not a friend to Christians. And they were getting very worried about him visiting the city. So Ananias, who loved the Lord very much, was sitting around. Ananias, stay with us, Ananias. Ananias was praying to God, and while he was praying, God spoke to him in a vision and told him to go down the street and to find Saul. Now, Ananias had heard all about Saul, and he wasn't very excited about this idea. He said, "Lord, what if he hurts me? What if he wants to kill me? Are you sure about this, Lord?" I'm sure we can all understand Ananias was afraid to go and find Saul. The Lord spoke again to Ananias and told him that everything would be fine. Ananias found the house where Saul was staying. Okay, Saul. No, Saul, go where you were. There you go. Oh, Saul, I can't see you. No, Saul, I can't see you. Yeah, go to Ananias. There you go, Saul. Ananias found Saul, and where am I at? He found Saul, And bless you. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. Ananias found the house where Saul was staying and went in for a visit. While he was there, he prayed for Saul, and the blindness left him. Saul was healed, and he could see again. There. Oh, Inza, can you fix his face just real quick? All right. The Lord healed him so that Saul could see again. Saul stayed in Damascus. Very nice. And he became good friends with Ananias and all the Christians that were there. And it wasn't long before Saul became a preacher, and he taught other people about Jesus. And everyone is amazed. They couldn't believe that the same person who hated Christians so much and had wanted to kill them was now one of them. All right, and I'm also going to say Saul even changed his name. Inslee already took off the sticker. When did you take off the sticker? When you healed him? Oh, all right. So now it's important to note that he decided to change his name from Saul to Paul. And Paul means small or humble, which is the opposite of the proud man that he was. All right, here's some questions for you today. Girls, you want to pop up your heads or you want to stay? Oh, I can't see you. Oh, there's a head. Hey, thank you, ladies. All right, here. Does Jesus only care about good people?
No.
What was the big change that happened to Saul?
He turned into Paul.
What? No, that's one change.
He turned into a good person.
Well, more specifically,
A preacher.
well,
He turned into a preacher.
so who did he follow now?
Jesus.
Jesus. He followed Jesus and stopped hurting the Christians. All right. Can anyone change or just some people?
Anyone.
Anyone can change. All right. I'm going to say our Bible verse, 2 Corinthians 5:17. If any man be in Christ, he is a new creation. That's 2 Corinthians 5:17. All right. Remember, just because people are mean, and sometimes people won't be nice to you, or just because you're mean. Are you guys ever mean to your sister? Yes. To each other? Yeah. Just because that happens doesn't mean you can't change and become good people, right? Who should we follow to become better people? Jesus. Follow the example of Christ. All right. I hope you guys learned something about Saul and Paul today. Thank you so much. Bye. Have a good day.